Yo, welcome back. My name is BlackIce, and welcome to another episode of Black Narrative. And
And my name's Equis.
we gotta have another tough discussion, guys.
Once again,
guys and girls. We probably have both. And of course, what's going on right now? We talked about it before about what's going on with America trying to take down a lot of Confederate symbolism and stuff.
Right.
And a lot of people are very triggered about the flag. But I want to pose a tough question to you black people. If we feel that way about the Confederate flag, should we feel the exact same way about the American flag?
Because you got to consider that the Confederacy, it was another branch of it fought against America, but it wasn't. The main issue wasn't slavery. Not like what they want to push to you in history and stuff like that. It was a lot of other stuff. States' rights.
The money.
It was states' rights,
the
money.
social North and the agricultural South. And
it was a lot of different things. And it's interesting because, a lot of people like to make it seem like the North was so pro abolition.
Yeah. They're really not like that. The North was just as racist.
The North was just as racist, and when you look at certain things like border states, like you look at Kentucky, you look at Maryland, you look at the states all along the border. When Abraham Lincoln supposedly freed the slaves, which we know he had no jurisdiction over the South. The South at that point was a completely different country under a different president, so he had no jurisdiction over the South. And so it's not like he could go and tell Jefferson Davis, like, hey, stop the slave. No. It was completely symbolic. Exactly. The word that we've been talking about so much is symbolism.
Yeah, right.
It was completely symbolic. And so when he freed the slaves, he didn't want to lose the border states. So he allowed Maryland and Kentucky, and I can't remember the other border states, but he allowed them to keep their slaves because he did not want to risk losing them to the Confederacy.
Yeah.
So
they're playing ball with politics and everything.
It's politics. It's all politics. Yeah. And the same agriculture and the money that the South grew, the North used those same things in textiles and stuff like that. So they worked together. They were one country. They were one United States. Until the issue of states' rights. And
it crossed my mind too. I was like, man, like how long was the Confederacy even in power? So I'm looking here. It said from 1861 to 1865. So
it wasn't that long.
4 years. We triggered by 4 years.
Yeah.
A flag of 4 years. Compared to 100 years under the American flag.
Right.
They did a lot more damage to us.
We've been beaten. We've been and the Atlanta, for instance, we had the Atlanta race riots. These race riots did not just happen in Atlanta.
Right.
Look over in even LA in recent times, or riots that happened in New York, Oklahoma. All these different things they've done to blacks.
Yeah. And
even with the whole thing of because if the North was so anti-slavery, why is it after a certain point they had a law where if a slave ran to the North, they would catch him and
extradite him back to the South? Yeah.
But the North, the whole fight of the Civil War was about slavery. They were just so passionate about it.
Right. They're killing their own brothers for black people. That's the narrative they sold. And no. Like a lot of us know better, but a lot of us don't know better. Because like I said, that's the narrative that's been sold to us. And but the North is just as racist as the South. The South did more damage because we were working the land.
Exactly.
And more industrial up north. And actually, speaking of moving up north, that was the whole creation of the job unions came from.
Yeah.
Because you had all these free black slaves with talent, with skills.
Yeah.
And they'll take it up to jobs, and the white folks like, yo, you can't let all these black people take the jobs. We were like the first Mexicans. What I mean?
Yep.
So they created these job unions to protect their jobs and keep us out of it.
Because we would work for cheap.
Yeah, what I mean? So there's a lot going to play here, but I just want people to really think about it. Like if the Confederate flag really like triggers you,
right?
Really pisses you off, I want you to sit back and think like, should the American flag make you feel the same way? And if it doesn't, why doesn't it?
And that's the thing. And don't get me wrong, the Confederate flag, it is some bullshit.
It is.
It is some bullshit.
But let's keep that same energy to the flag that did more damage to you. Because like the whole, like in 1619, when we came to America, that was an American flag. That wasn't a Confederate flag that happened.
Right.
The whole civil rights, somebody will tell me, I posted the question online before we did the show. And one guy like, well, it's not the same effect because, it was a Confederate flag being raised during segregation. But I'm like, yeah, but Confederacy wasn't empowered then. Those are U.S. laws.
It wasn't the Confederate flag being raised during segregation. Then what flag was it? What flag was it? The American flag, wasn't it?
The American flag.
Oh, man.
Like
man. Come on, bruh. Come on.
But it exposes... I present this question for two reasons. One, to show you how the media really triggers you.
Right.
I mean, you should be feeling the same across the board. Two, how it shows how underlining that we're not ready to be on our own yet. Y'all still love America too much to want real change.
Because it's easy to attack the Confederate, and that's the thing about it, because it's harder to look at the American flag with the same contempt as the Confederate flag because you feel like you identify with that American flag.
You still low key love it,
right?
You still low key like they use Confederate flag. They put blame on that. They put blame on Trump.
Yeah. And
it's like, okay, yeah, Trump did some dumb stuff, but it's not a Trump issue. It's an American issue. But you ready to put it on a person because you still love America though.
And that's the thing. System. It's kind of like the mindset of the slave in the field who hates the overwatcher.
Oh yeah, the overseer.
He hates the overseer because the overseer whips him.
Yeah.
But he likes the master because the master. Yeah, but he wants to be in the house with the master because the master doesn't whoop him. Even though it's all his stuff.
Right.
It's under his control that he does it.
And that's what's going on right now. Like, we're not trying to lead the plantation. We marching and causing riots and protesting for better living conditions on the plantation.
Exactly.
And that's why you're doing it peacefully. Because you're doing it violently, you be ready to go.
The thing, we don't want to pick the cotton. We stir the sugar. We want to stir the tea. That's what it is.
No. Matter of fact, they willing to pick the cotton. They're like, just don't whoop it so much while we doing it.
Yeah,
that's basically what you're asking for.
It's just be a little easier on my back.
Yeah, that's all you're asking for. And I just want people to really think about that, man. Like, if you feel that way, if it bothers you that much, the American flag should bother you that much more.
Right.
I mean, considering that most of that we've been through in our lifetimes and before was done under the American flag.
Right.
I say the Confederacy is only 4 years long.
4
years. Like, you gave something that lasted 4 years so much power.
Right.
That's one. And two, like I say, which I mentioned in the video essay I put out, that we shouldn't be so quick to get rid of all this symbolism because now, a whole bunch of white people blend in together.
And that's a very interesting point, especially living in here in Atlanta or in Georgia overall, the South. You see a lot of cars that will fly the Confederate flag, and okay, there we got the good old boy. They got
the identifying mark,
right? Right.
But Atlanta is a good example of how Atlanta is also known as a city that's too busy to hate. So and basically what it means they just don't like talking about it, but it's still there.
Exactly.
And it's because you don't talk about it, don't mean it's disappeared. You know what I mean? But white people know it's there because they feel this way.
Yeah.
But we get a false impression that it is not there because we don't see it. And and effed up as it is,
that illusion, and it causes gaslighting.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So really, like, no, let them keep the structures up there. Yeah. You need to be reminded where you at. How it is. To let you know that how far we need to go to get true freedom. Because it's not freedom in just tearing down the structures.
Right.
And like you say, you have to tear down. It's the same people still in power.
Exactly.
Because when you said that you made an example in the last show about tearing down the structure, I was thinking about Saddam Hussein when he was.
That's what I was trying to think of. That's what I was trying to think of.
When the regime changed, they knocked down all his statues and everything because he was dead. Right. He was done.
Right.
And
it was over.
Fine. Yeah, but here you're knocking them down. It's the same people in power.
Yeah.
It's the descendants. They're owning the states.
Right.
Like they said, Mississippi one of the richest states in the country, and black people one of the poorest.
Really?
Yeah, because a lot of old wealth.
Still one of the richest states.
Man, that slave money still in effect.
Man,
like,
see how
another example is like we'll think about is Belgium, and and Belgium is richest. I don't know what they rich AF right now, and that only because. What they did in the Congo with Leopold II, with the rubber.
Right.
Can you think about with Belgium, What's Belgium known for? When the last time you hear about them?
It's such a niche country, just like kind of like Switzerland.
Yeah, you really don't hear about them. It's a small country here, but they are filthy rich. They still flipping that money they had from when they was in the Congo.
Man,
so that just show you how long. But we talk about it all the time, generational wealth.
And why do you guys think so? Why do you guys think there's such a wage gap between the whites and the blacks?
Because they start over every generation.
Exactly.
They've been stacking theirs.
They stack theirs, and a lot of that stacking comes from some kind of. If it wasn't directly from slavery, it was a business that
it benefited somehow.
Somehow,
they could be selling them goods. They could be financed the ship. They could they could have been the clothes.
They could have used the raw resources from the slavery in order to make it. It could have been multiple different things.
I was reading that book, Medical Apartheid, and it was explaining how even the doctors cashed in a lot because it was a plantation owned many slaves. That was more money for them to get caught on. That was a check every time they had to come to the plantation, and they would sometimes make up illnesses so they get paid more money. Give them flour pills, all sorts of stuff.
That's kind of funny because I was actually having a conversation with a friend about made up illnesses because the medical industry is that's a whole different
that's a whole different conversation.
That's a whole different conversation. But I do have a fun little anecdote about since you guys get worked out about the Confederate flag. There was a good old boy at my job. I'm not gonna say which job. I'm not gonna say his name, but we'll call him Bailey. and Bailey, he really loved the Confederate flag. Now me, I'm not right wing, I'm not left wing. I don't care about politics like that. So I'm open to have conversations with a lot of people about different stuff. And because I wasn't gung ho hating the Confederate flag because I really don't give a damn about a piece of cloth, he thought I was cool with it. And so they were having a big old debate in the kitchen about the Confederate flag. And one of my Hispanic coworkers, he was getting really upset about it because he goes to a school with a lot of good old boys, and he always has to deal with that, and he got worked up, and so I asked Blake. I was like, okay, all right, you want to know how I feel about it? It just doesn't make sense to me. So I asked him, all right, Blake, so would you call yourself a patriot? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay, all right, cool. So you love America, right? He was like, yeah, of course. I was like, okay. Do you know what the Confederacy was? The Confederacy was a period in time where the South rebelled against the United States of America. They literally formed a separate country and fought against what was the United States of America. And they like to call it the Union, but let's say it was the United States of America. Washington D.C. was the United States of America that they fought against. The stars and bars. That's what they fought against. And I was like, so if you love America so much, why would you have this symbol that represents a time where you literally rebelled against this country that you love so much since you're a patriot?
What do you say?
You didn't have an answer.
Of course not. Of course he didn't.
So that's a fun little anecdote. You guys can use that one with your Confederate loving buddies.
Yeah. Get it out there. I mean, I know I work with a few too. I just know I haven't seen it, but I can tell. What I'm done with.
Yeah.
And like I say, and I'm like you. I can talk to him. I can say hey to him in the morning. It's fine because I really don't care because I know the bigger issue is.
Yeah, you don't get emotionally invested in the little stuff you get.
They want you to be triggered by this stuff. That's why the media keep pushing it. Like I don't care less because I know what the real issues are.
Exactly.
And it's definitely not the flag itself.
And many of the real issues don't really involve them like that.
It's much deeper than that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we so focus on the symbolism and we miss the
freaking symbolism, man.
Yeah. I can care less about that. Like I say, and I know for me, the Confederate flag and the U.S. flag are the same. They both are terrible for black people.
Yeah.
They both terrible for black people.
From the English flag where they brought us here to the American flag to the Confederate flag to.
Yeah, and if you're a black person, you should be questioning yourself, like, why am I bothered by the Confederate flag and not the American flag?
Right.
Because that's a legit question. Because you should be bothered by both.
Yeah.
Because they both treated like crap, and especially the American flag, because we was on the American flag for much longer.
Yeah, we're still under the American flag. You know, there's all
this
stuff going on, right?
Yeah, you see what's going on right now.
Right.
We're not under the Confederacy, what's going on. We're under the United States of America going through this stuff. So
right.
But yeah, I just want us to do a quick show, man. Just kind of put that out there as discussion. Let us know your thoughts.
Something to think about.
Something to think about, man. And thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, smash the comment button.
Yes.
hit the notification bell and let us know your thoughts. All right. Shalom.
Shalom.